This video is sponsored by Giammoi, the one and only, the moral support, the friend.
Have you heard Cinder's theme? Probably, yeah. It's like, and that's really cool.
And she is really bitch.
Yeah. What? I'm talking about the theme. But yeah, she is a bitch. And I mean, the theme makes her like problematic. You know, like evil. Yeah, evil. Evil.
Yeah.
And nefarious. And
Yeah, I'm evil.
and it's so this is obviously minor. How do we know? We don't know that actually. We don't. It's up to interpretation. I interpret it as minor because it never actually plays the minor third. I do love the fact that it hits a second when we expect the peak of the highest note of the melody to be a minor third. So evil. But no, we get a second instead, which is, it's different. And then and then we get a tritone. When we play the tritone of D, which is A flat, when we play A flat, we actually change the chords. Now this chord is kind of weird as well because in Cinder's motif we only get two notes at this exact time, which are B and A flat, which have a weird interval. It was kind of hard for me to get the chords, but at the end of the day, it's the same chord from All Things Must Die. So I just assumed that this B was the fifth of the E. So we're in E major. So, but if we play the tritone over D minor, obviously it sounds dissonant. And that's why this tritone is so cool, because it should sound dissonant, but there's a different chord that makes it sound nice, because A flat is actually the third of E major, which is an absolutely beautiful chord progression. And after that, we go back, unlike All Things Must Die, we go back to D minor. And this is also really classy from Jeff, because I feel like Jeff likes to use chromatic progressions. And chromatic progressions are progressions in which every note in the chord goes down a half step. So like in this case, he goes from D minor to D flat minor. And I think he does that with maybe Rise Like Roses, maybe it's the Pool of Love. So this chromatic descent is weird. It doesn't feel natural. It's not like we have a proper key anyway. I mean, the key, if there were a key, would either be Dorian or Aeolian. We can't tell because the sixth of the D is never played. Either way, D flat minor can't be in the key of D Dorian or D Aeolian because neither of those keys have a major seventh, which is the root note of D flat minor. So it can't be in any of those keys. And yeah, so all of the chords in Cinder's theme are out of key because she's out of key because she's crazy and evil, nefarious, and she's also
The full maiden!
yeah. We're gonna go ahead and not consider the first half of the maiden theme just because it's so hard to find the chords. But the second half is way more straightforward. So the melodies are just similar because you start from a note, then you go up by a big leap, then you go down slightly, and then you go down by a bigger leap, and you go further down than the first note. And in the second phrase, you start from one note, you go up an interval, you go down a little bit, and then you go down another little bit, and you don't go below the first note. And that's true for both Cinder's theme and the Maiden's theme. Yeah, the Maiden theme sounds like the happy version of Cinder's theme. It's the opposite. Cinder's theme is the evil version of the Maiden's theme, because she's an evil maiden.
Yeah, but the Raven theme not have similarities with Maiden themes. And Raven, it's a maiden.
That's not true. Yeah, that is true, actually. Only evil maidens get their own themes in RWBY. And Neo doesn't get a theme. Neo's theme doesn't sound like a maiden's theme.
Neo, for now,
For now.
isn't a maiden.
Oh, well, how do you know that? It's foreshadowing. Learn what it is.